to go where we desire, right? So every human being, we are driven by desire and love. It's not what we think. I've said there over and over today that we are not what we think. We are actually what we desire. I think that one is simple enough. So knowledge really does not define a man. The best way to know a man is what the man worship. I said worship means desire, want, and love, right? Worship means what you respect, what you devour. Like I was saying that when a man wants, if you want to prove that you acknowledge God, then that man must be a worshiper of God. That is, you must respect God, you must adore God. Do you understand? So the best way to know a man is by the desire. I think I've said that earlier also, that you can know a man by knowing what that man loves, the desire of that man, the feelings, emotion, affection. Those are the best way you can know a man. Not really by the knowledge about the man. So we talked about this. He said the church. Well, I think we have entered the new one. We didn't discuss this last week. So this is what we are going to do in the next 30 minutes as we round up. I said the church is a formative institution that shape and change our habit, culture, beliefs, idea, and desire. I have to explain this because it's very important. Some of us don't know the reason why we come to church, the reason why we belong to church association, or why we come to meetings like this, is really to shaping our heart, our life, right? Because some people say, I don't want to go to church again. There are a lot of things are happening. I don't want to go to church. I will serve God in my closet and all that. That's why the Bible said, iron sharpeneth iron. It said, do not forsake the gathering of brethren. It's because the church is a liturgical place. That is a formative place. It's a place whereby we rub life together, rub heart together, we learn new things, we drop the things that are not good, we acquire good ways of life, right? So in the church, we learn habit. In the church, we learn culture. For example, it is in the church that you know that a Christian does not speak this way. A Christian does not act this way. You understand? So in the church is a formative place. Church is a place where we learn the habit of Christ.
That's right.
The habit of a Christian. Remember the testimony of the apostles. It was not Jesus that said they should be called Christians. No. It was because they see that these people, they are behaving like Jesus Christ. And so they call them Christians. They said by their behavior, it looks like they have something in common with that man that is called Jesus. And they call them Christians. Why? Because by their relationship with Christ, they have been formed. Their habit has been affected. Their culture has been affected. Their belief system, their ideas and desire. So what I'm saying is that in the church, we are able to form habits. We are able to form culture. We are able to change our belief, our idea, and our desire. So these are the things that make our heart. I hope you remember that we are still talking about heart formation. We are talking about how that the church affects your heart. How that the church affects your life, affects your world, and affects your future eventually. Of course, if it affects your heart, it's going to productivity. One after the other, it goes into that. So your habit is affected in the church. So church is a place whereby we come to change, form, or reform our habits. When you go to church, you begin to learn how a Christian should behave. We come to change and form our culture. Because from where you are born, or the environment, wherever you found yourself, there is a culture that you have imbibed. But when you come to the church, you have come to learn the culture of Christ. Because Christ has his own culture. We come to change our belief system. When we come to church like this, everybody has different beliefs. But when we are getting ministered onto, and the Holy Spirit begins to interpret this thing, each day we come to church, we learn new things. And our belief system begins to change from what we have believed before. We also come to form our ideas. Our desire also changes. When a man is properly renewed, then you begin to change from loving some things and loving other things. I just give you an example. That I traveled all the way to South Africa, and the major thing that I will tell you that I bought, that's what was my achievement, was Bible in CD. Because my heart has been renewed over time, I begin to draw value on Bible more than any other thing. Like another person will travel all the way, and by the time it's coming, what he bought when he traveled was pie that he used to smoke. Because he saw a golden pie that he will be smoking weed, and he bought it in a case, and even when he travel, he must put it in hand luggage so that nothing happens to it. Because that is what he draws values on. But when we come to church, we begin to change our values. We begin to change our desire and idea. Hebrews 10:27 said, not neglecting to meet together as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another. Can you see? And all the more as you see the day drawing near. That's talking about encouraging us who come to church, coming together. Another one here we have for effective reformation of the secular age. The ancient and the historical religious practice actually need to be appreciated. What I'm saying here is this. You know, I said activities and practices is the best way by which our heart can be renewed, formed or reformed. Right? Because human being, we are a habit, we have habits. Habits has a lot to do with human being. Human being, where the habit nature of man, it's so serious that everything we do, it turns to become an habit, all activities and practices. Now, what we are saying here is this. Now, in this present age, we have discovered that even the church, they have less activities and practices. And that's why people can conveniently come to church and still conveniently mingle with the world. The reason is this. The church has put away the ancient and historical religious practices. In the olden days, when you are a Christian, you get involved in a lot of practices, a lot of activities that is difficult for you to be able to mingle back with the world. That's why the Bible said friendship with the world is enmity with God. But in the present day now, Christianity has been so fine-tuned that at a point you don't even know if it is church service they are having there or is a disco party. You don't even know if it is a circular workshop they are having there or it's just or it's a church program. The church has blended their way into the world. And that's why the heart is not being formed again.
That's right. That's right.
Like I tell you, I said the church is supposed to be a place where our heart is being formed. Maybe there wouldn't have been a reason for this kind of worship because it would be a repetition of what is going on every Sunday. But because we discovered that this thing has been driven away from the church, we need to carve it out as a program so that we don't lose this totally. The church is supposed to be a place where culture, ideas, religions, desire have been reformed. But because this thing is no longer there, we need to be creating a program for heart formation. And why? I said the effective reformation of the secular age. What I'm saying is because the age we have now is called the secular age. Because everybody is going secular. Even the church is going secular. So the age where we are now, we call it the secular age. That is the age whereby people want to raise their hand in the church and question the pastor and say, are you even sure that Jesus is Lord? People want to raise their hand in the church and say, can you convince me that there is God? Have you seen him before? We are so much in a secular age, I call it explosion of belief. Explosion of belief. Because you see, the problem we have is that we believe that the secular age are ungodly age. No! They are not, it's not that they are not informed. In fact, they are over-informed. The secular age we are now, the problem is not that they don't know God. No! It's an explosion of belief. They have believed before. And their belief with reason of the secular have gotten to a level whereby they explode out of God. So the secular age people, that's why in this environment now, it might be very hard for you to have somebody you want to speak to about God that will never tell you that I've been a pastor before. I've been a church usher before. I've been a good church goer before. So the secular age consists of people that have once been in Christ, or once been in God. So I call it explosion of belief. They have believed to a level, mingle with knowledge of the world, and they find themselves out of God. So before you can begin to speak to them, this is one of the reasons why we find it difficult to convince them these days. Except to begin to understand at this level that the secular age it's not that they did not believe. They have believed before. And because of overbelief, that is, they have mingled with the knowledge of the world, they begin to question the scriptures and they find their way out. So we call it explosion of belief. It's not that they don't have the belief. And that's why we call them the circular age. Yeah? And I said one of the problems that made that to happen also is because the ancient practices is no longer in the church. And the pastor of the church, even the guy that is asking questions, he sees more of circular in that pastor than spiritual. So it was easy for him to question the pastor and his God. And he said if 75% or 80% of what we do in the church is the same thing they do in the club.
Yes.
I think the club is right. Let me go to the 100%. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we have lost values of the ancient religious practices and activities. So I said, for effective reformation, if you agree with me with what I said earlier, that the church is the place whereby our desire, our ideas, our everything needs to be reformed. That is, church is the place where the activities can form us. If you agree with me, then the church also must go back to the ancient practices and beliefs. If the church will do the job that we just talked about, then the ancient and historical religious practices and activities need to be appreciated. We should not take it away from the church, all in the name of secular. We never knew that the secular was trying to overturn the church. We thought we were just trying to get enlightened. You understand? Get enlightened. But no, gradually we drift away from the original core because the practices. Come on, look at what I just explained. The morning mass. If somebody wakes up every day and goes to church, look at how it changes the habit of that person. I was telling you, you see, when I used to tell people, I said, if the act is okay and the act, ACT, is bad, one day the act will overturn the act.
That's right.
Let me give you an example.
That's right.
If a child is grown up in that environment that goes to mass every morning, the Bible says, train up your child in the way it should go. You understand? And that person already know God. No matter what that person is doing now, even he or she is still smoking.
Yes.
The act foundation is there. One day, the act of that person will take away the smoking habit.
That's right. Very true. That's right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if the act is right and the act is still bad, there is still a lot of people on the street now who has a good act towards God, but their activity is bad now. One day, the act, it will take away, it will overturn the act. But if the act is bad and the act is good, there is a lot of people in church today. They don't have a heart for God. Maybe by profession or somebody coerce, cajole them. They are still holding mic for God now, but their heart is very bad. One day, that evil heart, it will take away the microphone.
That's right. Yes. Yes.
Because the act is more powerful than the act.
That's right.
And God looks at the heart. Remember, the heart will determine who will become eventually. So a man that is still smoking, stealing outside, if he has the heart, a good heart, his heart will take away drinking and smoking and stealing. He will come back to become a pastor in the church.
That's right.
What am I saying? We can only achieve this by making sure that the historical and the religious practices is gradually brought back to the church. We should not hide under secular or under getting influence and take away all the things that has made Christianity to be valuable. People say now, if you ask them now, you don't go to church. I check it, or I do my church online. On Sunday morning, I sit with the TV and I go to church. I do whatever they are doing. I log on to the website. I do whatever they are doing. What about the habits? What about the desire? What about the beliefs, the culture? How do you harmonize that? So we need to uphold those historical ancient practices that we have gradually taken away from, because activities and practices is what form the habit of man. Human beings were a product of habit. Anything you are doing that have not become habit, I don't think is in your heart. As you are now, there is nothing that stops you not to eat. If you forgot to eat, when you get out of here, you go and eat straight. Because it's an habit. Most times it's not because you are hungry. It has somewhat become an habit that they gave it a name: breakfast, lunch, dinner. Nobody wants to know if you need lunch or you need dinner. But they said there must breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Because it has become an habit. Some people, once it's lunchtime, either they are hungry or not, they believe they should go to the cafeteria because it has become an habit.
Yes, yes.
Do you understand? So the same way, those activities in the church, they must remain there. Because those are the things that strengthen our belief and reform our heart. Because those activities are what make us to be believers. So 1 Thessalonians 5:11 says, therefore, encourage one another and build up one another just as you do. So let's look at section 13. I think this might be the last one. I said this one, doubt in the secular age. I've explained it a little, but I will expatiate now as we round up. I said the world is presently cross-pressured with multiple beliefs. Number one, from godliness. This is what I'm saying. They start from godliness. They love God. They go to church. They move to exclusive humanity. They move from incarnation to excarnation. Incarnation means when we have the Holy Spirit in us, God in us. Then they get to replace the excarnate. They tell God to go out again. Let us have our life. Yeah. Do you understand? So I said doubt in the secular age. We need to understand that doubt is not unbelief. Doubt is actually not unbelief. Because you see, the Lord began to speak to me on some of these things because I was trying to look at why is it difficult to convince people in this environment? Why is it difficult to successfully talk about Jesus to people? Why is it difficult to get people to serve God in this environment? And I discovered it's because, there are two different environments. There is an environment whereby they don't know God or they don't have the right knowledge about God, which is usually one of the major situations in Africa. In Africa, it's either they don't know or they are not well informed about God. So it's easier when they hear the truth, they jump at you. And you see a lot of people coming to church and all that. Because they either don't know or they don't know the truth about God, right? Here, I see it as a different environment. It's a secular environment whereby they have the knowledge of God. Do you understand? So, doubt in this secular age, we need to understand. Doubt in this secular age is not an absence of belief. Because it is an element of belief that makes a man to doubt. Do you know what you don't believe you can't doubt? If you don't know anything about it, you won't doubt it. It is because that person has the knowledge of what you are saying. That's why he's doubting. So there is an element of faith. In fact, I call doubt an element of faith. The person just needed to get it right. So the approach in this area, I see it as something very different. It's not that they don't know. So we don't approach them like trying to say, I want to tell you. No, we have to actually know what is the doubt about and we address it. So the secular age, the problem of the secular age have is that they have a doubt. I was talking to one of my brothers here, and he was telling me that when he was joining me on Facebook, he said he wanted to share some of my write-ups and flyers to a particular brother. He said the guy has been a very good guy, a fervent guy in the church. He said, but now he has gone out of the church, he has gone to join another religion or something. And he said, anything about Jesus, anything about God, the guy is always bitter about it. Right? So he said he wants to share some of my stories, my books with him. And I want to tell you that these are majorly the kind of people we have around now. They are now gone to the level of doubt. And that's why I say the world is cross-pressured. These people, they are pressured here and there, questioning the things of God. And you know the reason why it was easy for them to bolt out? It was because the church shifts its ground closer to the wall. As the church shifts its ground closer to the wall, then the value of the church begins to reduce.
That's right. That's right.
And it was easy for the secular age to step out into the world because we are already in the world already. So it was easier for the people to step out into the world because they see that church has shifted into the world. Because if the church has stood their ground, everybody will see the clear difference between the church and the world. And it will not be easy for them to be crossing back into the world. But we have shifted our ground so much into the world that it is easier for our people to just take a step out. In fact, by the time they were out, they did not even know they were out already. They just saw themselves that I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
They now begin to do comparison with God and all these things. So that's why I said the world is cross-pressured by a lot of multiple beliefs. I said from godliness, people have now gone into exclusive humanity. You understand exclusive humanity? People believe that let's leave God out of it. Let's just face ourselves. Mm-hmm. So people now doesn't want to marry again. They will get a sector to get their sex desire, and probably maybe if they even need a child, they will do artificial insemination. Mm-hmm. People have begun to fault the process of God. That's what we mean by exclusive humanity. People have begun to question the fact that why is it God in all these things? If you want to be rich, go and work. Mm-hmm. You need money, go and work. Why are you praying to God for work, for money? Say, leave God out of it. So whatever you want to become, go and work towards it. So they call that exclusive humanity. That is, we want to do our things ourselves. They do a lot of surgery, transplant. Somebody can just wake up and say, well, I don't like being a man. I like to be a woman. And he goes to the hospital. Mm-hmm. And they turn that man into a woman. That's exclusive humanity. People don't want to respect the will of God, the ways of God, the purpose of God again. They want to do what they want. Mm-hmm. So that is why we say doubt in the secular age. That's what we have. That's where we are. That's what we find ourselves. So I said incarnation to escalation. What I mean by that, of course, incarnation, there was a time that revival everywhere. That was the incarnation when the Holy Ghost come upon everybody. People are spirit filled. Yeah. The Bible said that many that are led by the Spirit are called the sons of God. That's right. Everybody believes in God. They said the Spirit of the Lord said, the Spirit of the Lord said. Now it's escarnation in the secular age. They have opened the cage for the Spirit to go back. We used to have, the Spirit is like a dove, like the picture we used to see in the film. So now, when the Spirit came was the incarnation. In the secular age now, they have opened their heart that the Spirit should go back. People have allowed the Holy Spirit to take over. So now, they want their man spirit to rule. This is what is happening in the secular age now. When you talk to an average person, even in North America now, that you see that it's not coming to church. You see that it's not that person does not have the knowledge of God. Mm. So the gospel here is different. You must understand the gospel. That their problem is doubt. Mm-hmm. And this is what I'm trying to work on. That's why I'm breaking it down. Because we are forsaking the practices, the ancient practices of Christianity. We have modernized Christianity so much that it's blended with the world. That's right. And it's easy for people to now step out into the world because there is no clear demarcation boundary between the church and the world again. That's right. The first thing to do is to move the church back to its position. Mm-hmm. Move the church backward. Let there be an open space, a clear demarcation between church and the world. So from afar, you can see the difference. Now we cannot see the difference. Mm-hmm. Except you put Jesus in God outside. People don't even know if it's church we do here or we are doing a circular program. That's right. Because everything has been fine-tuned. So I believe with this little we have done today, we'll proceed next week. We still have a lot, but I think we are meant to do 3 or 4 major ones. Sorry, next month. Maybe God wants us to be doing it weekly now. So I want to believe we have been blessed a little with some of the things you have done. Most especially the new topics, the 3-4 topics, where we are looking at the secular age, the doubt in the secular age, looking at the activities of the church and all that. We are going to continue in that particular area where we look at how the world is being pressured, how we are looking at the solution to the world. All is still under Heartformation because the message of the Lord to this region is that we should reform the heart of men. For those that have not known Christ before, they should get a new heart. For those that have known Christ and by doubt they have moved to the world, we should get their hearts being reformed. And one of the ways to do that is we must first understand what exactly is the cause, what exactly is the problem, which is what we are now being analyzed. I believe that the Lord will help us, that this thing will go beyond our brain, it will go into our heart, and it will make great impact in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you very much. We have just 2-3 minutes. Do we have any question or contribution? Does anybody want to say anything? Even as we round up. It would be nice to have this. It's been recorded, so can people get some copies? Yes, it's always posted on Facebook. We have our page that is called Heartformation. It's written together. If you check it on Facebook, the workshop is always posted. All this that is being recorded, you can go there, download. I think it's also on YouTube also. Yes, you can get it on YouTube. If you look at Heartformation Workshop, you see it on YouTube also. So you can download, listen to it over and over. And like I said, in a couple of months, once we complete this first workshop session, we are going to have a book that will come out. So the set of people that will be coming, they will be in the classes with the books so that they can go home. Sometimes they will have gone over it. So when we come together like this, you can ask your questions. That I was reading something, we'll be creating like 30 minutes while people who have gone through the book can ask their questions in the class also. Thank you very much. So in the absence